22 hours, 19 minutes, man. I've been so productive on this survival file. But with the third playthrough and stuff like that, it was a big time different experience as far as just powering through missions and stuff like that. I might actually try out.
Well, if you don't have to worry about cash, it really is a big plus.
That saved me like a day's worth of like a full 24 hours worth of farming that I would have done just to get my cash straightened out before I started doing more moving and building and stuff like that. Like it would have been a...
Yeah, but you have to grind the base missions before you can farm. So
that would have been my plan.
Time-wise, it accelerated you enormously.
Yeah, I'm easily a day or two ahead of my schedule because of the time saved on funds there. Like I would have easily set aside a full day of farming after unlocking my exocrafts and stuff like that, and that would have taken some time just to prep my exocrafts. So like I
find that the base missions are way too dragged out. I think.
I kind of wish exocraft came a little sooner than they do. It's a little unfortunate how long it takes to get exocraft. Like my fastest run through on them, I think the fastest I've done it is still taken me a good 14 hours minimum, and that's a very conservative estimate. Like it's probably longer than that.
I think the fastest startup I've done was 100 hours.
Wow. Like getting through all the quests and stuff like that. Like by quests, like I mean just like getting to your like exocraft is like kind of like the end of
no, to getting everything.
Okay, so
class freighter, all the blueprints.
Okay.
And that's including the ones in the manufacturing facilities.
Yeah. See, I still got probably a good. Yeah, in order to get to that point, would probably be another 2 days worth. So that would I mean like 30 some odd hours. I would easily be 60 into the 60-hour range. And I would still have probably still missing some recipes and stuff, but that would be like extremely focused, just straight to the manufacturing facilities, and hope I don't get distracted. I don't think I could pull it off in 60 hours though. 100 hours does seem a little more realistic.
Well, 100 hours was very tight. I mean, I was really grinding it. I wasn't messing around.
It would be a busy 100 hours, but yeah, that's a much more realistic goal than trying to hit like 60 or something like that. That would be painful, and I don't think.
And we're talking about looping a freighter battle as well in that. So there's a lot of gaming time in there that doesn't actually count to your account.
Yeah, that's probably like a good 8 hours or so. Yeah, depending on how lucky a person's. You got yours in 3. Oh, that's good. I normally when I'm preparing for a freighter battle now, I normally set aside 8 hours just as a safe estimate as far as how long it's going to take me. I've had I've done a 6-hour run on my permadeath and I didn't even get one with that. Like it was rather frustrating. That's why I set aside 8. But then I've got it in
a rich system.
As far as I know, yes, but I could be wrong.
Normally you're looking at 3 to 4 hours of reloading the freighter battle.
Yeah.
And you will get an S in that time.
Usually, I was expecting it to go a lot faster as well. I was like recording it all and whatnot, and a person in chat's like, just take the A, and I finally was like, I give in, I'll just take the A, even though I knew I wanted to get the S. So I finally gave into my viewers at that point. I knew better, and I should have.
You've got to stick at it once you've got it going.
Yeah, I should have just known better and stuck at it, because I was a little upset with myself for not just waiting for the S, because that was like a
drop.
Yeah, it will drop.
At it.
It will drop. It was
you just have to be a believer.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna come. It was just a matter of like I knew my viewer was getting impatient, so it was a matter of trying to keep them happy, not so much me, because I would have sat there and wrote it out. I was determined to. It was very much given into my viewership at that point. I mean,
but you have to give yourself the best chance possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then, like,
and that means doing the battle in a rich system. Booming or opulent or flourishing is what you need.
Yeah, it was definitely like it was one of the high tier systems. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I can go back and watch the replay. It should be relatively early in my permadeath recordings, so I can actually go back and confirm that or not. But it was
because your standing actually affects that.
Yeah, it's probably why I had such a hard time with it, because I had been like a 3-hour rush sort of thing. Like as soon as I was able to go warping for freighters, I was warping for freighters just for the sake of, like, I knew I needed that to be part of my kit, and that was like I'd done as much as I could in the meantime before the 3 hours, and then after that it was drop everything and start warping and get that freighter fight going.
The extra storage capacity.
Yeah, that I knew that was going to be a crucial piece to my my facilities. I really wanted the A though, the S, because that was going to be my warp, like as far as my plan. Because when I started my permadeath file, my plan was a race to the middle, so it was 3 hours of do as much as I can with my base, get my freighter, and then from there upgrade my standing and stuff like that, and then get my hyperdrives installed, build warp fuel, and then just get to warping. It was my.
I'll send you a screenshot of one of my starter freighters I got. It was S-class.
Okay.
And a design that I really liked.
Some of the small ones are actually pretty nice. I wish they weren't so lacking on space, unfortunately.
It's the one that looks like a big willy.
That was my thoughts when
it says a lot about me, really, but never mind. Psychologically.
It's whatever. Reminds me of the one pink freighter Sentinel that I seen. It was a massive. That's all I could think when I seen it when it was pink. It was like, oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's all some people are gonna see. Just a big pink willy out there in space.
Yeah, nice.
It made me laugh. I definitely didn't buy it. I was like, nope, next system.
I had to have it. I thought I had this in the vanilla game as a 48 slot capital freighter. Unfortunately, they don't do this design as a 34 slot. Otherwise, I would have it. No, now they might bring it back in. I could change it.
Yeah, never know.
If I felt like it. Probably won't feel like it then. I like the one I got now. There it is. And that dropped as an S-class straight away for me. That's one of the only ones that's ever come in as an S-class.
So it was a quick find then, that one.
Well, yeah, it was, and it was free as well.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Even better.
Because it was the first capital freighter that I got.
Right. Yeah, when I was doing that long freighter battle and stuff like that, I was trying to use my first freebie for an S because I knew I wanted that to save me some time on my race to the middle. Like an A class still got me there pretty quick, but I would have saved just that much time on an S, right? So. The next time I'm making a race to the middle, I'm gonna definitely
You've got to
have
get enormously lucky to get that off the bat.
I was just determined to force it. If it took time, it was going to take time. Like I was there for like a good 6 hours the one day, and I finally caved and listening to my viewers and stuff.
Took the A, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, A's pretty good as well. I mean,
Yeah,
nothing,
it's
as long
definitely
as you've
not
got
that
the warp upgrades.
Yeah, that was my
You can
next
bring
big
it-
thing that I
bring
did
it up.
after. Went and bought
Yeah.
a bunch of daggers and stuff and leveled up with the Viking and picked up my upgrades.
Yeah.
Which I just recently did the same here on this file, but I think I leveled up with the Korvax instead of the Viking. Just out of
Yeah,
things being closer.
whatever you feel like. I've always been Viking after I got into the lore and that. I just I prefer the Viking in game as a race. Can't help myself. I just like the way they are because they're stupid and they're worry. just naturally aggressive.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I kind of been finding myself siding with the Gek. Just my trader side of me is what sides with them there, sort of thing. I do enjoy games with a good economy to trade in and stuff like that. Like that's something that I appreciate. But the Gek,
Yeah,
the story of the Gek,
the Gek got beat up by the Korvax, infected by the Korvax with nanites. So
yeah, that's one thing that kind of was some actual history that I kind of enjoyed about them. Like these Gek used to be a little bit more badass than they used to be until they were like corrupted by the Korvax.
Yeah.
My story though is like I got almost an entirely Viking frigates. So like my story with my Gek is he's a real badass in order to have those all the Viking working for him and stuff.
Yeah. I'll come and free them.
Liberate them from my Gek leadership.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I will definitely liberate them. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It is a bit of role play is quite good fun sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely have some fun with it at times, just to get a little bit more into it. It's as far as adding some backstory and whatnot.
I do like a lot of the lore in the game and how it's developed over the time.
Yeah, that's cool. You probably
And I'm very sure they'll bring more in when they bring the update.
I sure hope so. They seem to have been doing that as far as like with the Atlas quests and stuff like that. Like that wasn't in the original game, was it?
It was. The Atlas path was always in the game. Yeah.
Okay. I might be confusing missions here or something then.
It's like vehicles weren't in the game, base building wasn't in the game.
Oh really? Wow.
You could only have one ship, or you could only have 6 if you had a capital freighter.
Which used to cost an arm and a leg and then some.
And you had to have the money as well, yeah, obviously. And there was no way to earn big money.
It was a real grind from what I hear, yeah.
Well, the biggest seller was album pearls.
Oh,
and
really?
That was it.
Like 20
or
grand
emerald,
or something?
Mining emerald. Yeah. My first startups, I was always mining emerald.
Yeah, I can believe it. Be rushing to get those drives going and then off to the emerald systems. Was indium in the game then, or is that a later addition?
No, that came with next.
Okay.
They'll be bringing in new materials this time as well, I imagine.
You
do it every time. Every time they bring an update, it's like starting again for everybody. You can completely rebuild your multi-tool, your suit, your ship. Because a lot of the tech is obsolete. I'll be quite surprised if that's not the case.
Alright, that's good to know. Don't get attached to my weaponry and stuff then.
the first few hours, everybody's scrabbling around buying new tech if they can afford it, and rebuilding everything to get their save back up to speed.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting record and further refining the process of recovering after Beyond.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have a bunch more nanites
Always
together.
been hard. Always. On existing players. But someone who starts new doesn't notice it, really.
Right. I know it's going to be hard. I'm not looking forward to all my bases going missing and stuff like that, but at the same time, I've just looked at it like, this is nothing but practice at this point. Like, don't get attached to my designs at all. Be ready to rebuild.
Well, the last time that happened, you could only have one base.
Oh, man.
And
yeah, I've got probably
they gave you a base relocation, which I've still got in survival.
a base relocation. Like a free
I can
pick up your base and move it.
Yeah,
sort of
if
thing?
I put down a base computer and have base relocation selected on my log, it will build my base that I had before Next dropped.
Oh, wow.
For me. It will just download it from the server and put it there.
Wow, that sounds useful.
Well, it's interesting because I could do it on a planet, and I had it on a radioactive planet, so I had the yellow plants, can't remember what they're called,
Gamma
growing
root?
outside.
Okay, so you can transport your gamma.
Yeah, so I could actually
cool.
go to a star bramble planet, do a base relocation, it will plant the gamma root outside.
Yeah, that's real cool.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, really.
As far as like it'll make for a relocation like that. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, as far as being able to relocate and plant something that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, or have something that's not doable.
Yeah, right.
Although with base glitching, I believe you can plant anything outside.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure though.
See, the only time I've had something like that happen is when the planet's randomly changed, and I've got like one of my farms there that I'd set up for cactus has actually got frost growing on it because the planet was cold at one point. So I set up a new base, thinking, okay, this is going to be my frost base, and then I came back to it, and it was back to a regular planet. No cactus this time, or not no cactus. It was, instead of frostwort, it was cactus, and I had set up on a frostwort patch, and that transformed into cactus and stuff. So I mean, it wasn't bad. Like I got a little patch of a patch of frostwort growing at my cactus patch now. So
yeah, and to make things more efficient, you can pick the wild growing stuff and plant nice rows, so you get a faster pick.
Yeah, that's eventually I will expand my crop like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got distracted by my tower here. Now I've got 3 biodomes full of cactus, and I don't really think I'm going to get too carried away with planting too big of a farm because it just doesn't seem necessary at this point, given funds and duplication and stuff like that.
Yeah. Duplicating takes a lot of the grind out of the game. It gives you a lot of shortcuts, and it also revises what you put in your containers.
Absolutely.
So
I've definitely changed my storage
you can completely stop hoarding. Only collect the finished product.
Yeah, it's definitely changed my storage inventory between all my different files has changed every time. It's even more different now that I've with duping and stuff like that. I've got my reserve of 1 or 5 or whatever of certain items and stuff like that I know I'm gonna need later. What does cactus flesh break into? Carbon. Cool. It's convenient.
I've actually noticed a change in the game because before when I was refining that radioactive stuff plant, it used to refine into ferrite dust. Now it goes into carbon.
Yeah, I noticed that. You were saying it was a ferrite before, and I was like, yes, I got an endless supply of ferrite.
Yeah.
I ran into that at some point there. It's like, huh, must have changed or something.
Weird.
Yeah, unexpected that they would change that.
It might not have been supposed to do that. It might have been a glitch in my game.
Might have been.
I mean, I used it more than once, I know that. When I was building that high altitude base, I thought, oh, ferrite dust, I'll just go and grab some of that and refine it through.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I got carbon. So I was back to duping again. Yeah.
Right.
Which works for me as well. I don't really don't worry about that.
Right.
But, yeah. Oh, I get a bit sleepy now. That's not a bad thing, it is night time.
Yeah, sleep is a good thing.
It is. I want to get the 390,000 light years away from the centre of Hesperius. Fair way to go yet. But I can use black holes, so it's not really that much of a grind.
That's much faster.
Yep. It's quite a lot more difficult when you decide to go out as far as you can.
Yeah, I can imagine
That takes longer, that does, because you can't use black holes.
Yeah, black holes only head towards the middle, or like sort of thing. It's just
got it.
Headed
It's
inwards.
a one-way street.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
But you have the address of your original spawn point in your teleporter and all that lot, so you can start at, sort of like 70,000 or 700,000 light years out. But to get to the outer limits, you have to get up to sort of like 110,000 light years. So you've still got a way to go. Last time I did it, took me about 2 weeks of 3-hour gaming sessions to get there, with helping other people as well. That's what slows my travelling down a lot, is when I start helping other people.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Eats your gaming time like nothing.
It's
good fun.
Yeah, it's definitely. The reaction and stuff people give you and whatnot is definitely worth slowing down for. I enjoy that.
I had one guy turn on me.
Oh, really?
I got upset then. I got a bit disappointed. He was a young lad, and he obviously friendship, and then he joined my game and was shooting at me in permadeath.
Oh, really?
I mean, I wasn't taking any serious damage because he was a crap shot and he didn't have any weapons that were really effective. He was just using photon cannons or something.
Right.
So I got in the message box and said, "What's the deal?"
Right,
Not
after
on.
just helping you out and stuff, right?
Yeah. And he said, "Oh, it's a friend of mine was just trying the game out." And I said, "It's your account, you're responsible for what happens on your account. I hold you responsible." I said, "If you want to fight it out, come and meet me and we can have a go at it."
Right. Let's do this
Didn't want to do
taking
it.
a swing at me, trying to blindside me.
Yeah, didn't want to go for it. So, yeah, that was the end of that friendship.
Yeah, I can believe that.
He also stopped playing No Man's Sky after that.
Oh, really? he had enough.
Well, I gave him my thoughts, and I can only hope that as a young person he learnt out of it to accept responsibility for things and not say, oh, it was someone else, you know. I mean, we're talking about someone who got on the internet crying about losing a 30-hour save.
A 30-hour save?
Asking for help. You jump on, give them help. I mean, real help. You know, make them richer than rich. And
right. And then for
as
them
I
to turn
tend to do.
And
then, you know,
shoot at you. That's rude.
Such a break of trust is just not on. And that's not just in the gaming world. That's, you know, I mean, that's in the real world as well.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I'd be playing much with a person that would take a swing at me like that. After helping them out, I would definitely be quick to tell them to find somebody else to play with.
I might, if I get the chance to take the swing back.
Depends on the day.
'Cause I'm pretty sure which way that would go.
I would say it's pretty sure in your favor, given your equipment and experience levels.
I have the knowledge, yeah, and I've done it before, so I'm practiced at it.
Yeah, I definitely agree to that.
I'm not as good as Ren is, but
you definitely give a person a run for their money.
I may get there. Actually took someone out with a Colossus once. That was quite funny. Oh, wow. That was
Colossus battle. That would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was actually hiding in a cave with my Colossus because he was hiding from me. He wouldn't go back to his ship. So I manipulated the cave big enough to get my Colossus in there. And I was sat in my Colossus, and he just walked up to his ship, and I hit him twice with the cannon from the Colossus. He was gone. End of game.
Squish. Got him good. You probably didn't expect that.
No. That was a real back shot, that was.
That would have been quite the sight, though. Just next thing you know, this Colossus coming up out of the ground and just wrecking you. It's like, that's not supposed to come up from underground.
Yeah. And you know what mine looks like? All sort of black and green. It just looks mean.
Yeah, it looks beastly, yeah.
It's called beastly as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I might have seen that in a screenshot. It's very beastly, though. It's an appropriate name. Seeing yours roam around and stuff like that definitely got me inspired to build my own up and stuff. I was like, man, I've just been using this for bank space all this time, and it's actually a useful tool.
Well, that's all I used it for when we got it originally, because it was slow as hell, and you couldn't ramp it up at all.
Oh, really?
I mean, all the blueprints you could get for it just did not help the speed.
Yeah, that's rough.
So I always used to use it. It's only since Next Drop that they've improved it, and they really have improved it. It's fun now. I never used to drive it before. I only used to build the Geobay because that's what the base blokey wanted you to do. Otherwise I wouldn't have bothered.
You built it because you had to?
Yeah, because I was forced to. Yeah. And I like the storage, like you say. I like the storage space.
Yeah, I still find it useful for storage. Serac. Okay, that's the first ship in here every time, too.
Well, I mean, obviously you can't access that storage from your capital freighter, so it's
which is
pretty
unfortunate.
Much, if I want that, I have to go back to my base to pick it up, which is, or go down to planet and build a Geobay.
Mm-hmm.
And that just doesn't work for me a lot of the time. because I never used to build it out of principle because it was such a piece of crap.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they really have made it enormously better now, and it's fun. It's really fun.
I liked it. I like though that now with my with like the general summoning station for calling in Exocraft or whatever. I normally carry that on me, so I have I have access to my my Colossus or whatever on the ground, which is a nice inventory backup or whatever if I need stuff there and whatnot. It's
yeah, you can just use it to fill up.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
Yeah, I normally have some sort of like base building related supplies and stuff like that in it. This file though, I barely have anything in it though. I got like maybe 3-4 slots filled. I haven't even put tech on it yet because I've just been so busy with other stuff. But I only just got it yesterday, so.
Yeah.
One step at a
it's
time.
early days yet. You'll build it at one point.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to soup it up.
It's just fun, and it is the biggest one. Even after you finish building it, it's still got quite a lot of space in it.
Yeah, it's decent. I do miss my space when I go souping it up, though. I get so used to having that, like the 40 slots or whatever that it's able to have, but I know now to plan ahead for that and not rely too much on all that space sort of thing. It's a kind of change where my inventory management sort of thing.
Well, I find I don't need that much space now since I can do stuff.
Yeah, definitely has changed. Like my bank space is more than enough now, I think.
I don't hoard anything at all. I have certain stuff I carry in my exosuit all the time in my high capacity. And that runs my whole game, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've been kind of working out what materials I want to keep on me.
It also enables me to do everything and anything in the game that I come across. You know, like if I want to find a piece of archaeological stuff and dig that up, I've got the Mordite to pay the price there. I've got Pugnum to put into some of the stuff that requires
the crash stuff, yeah. Or not the crash, but the broken machineries.
Yeah, the broken salvage tech or whatever it is, salvage machinery. Or if you're doing missions to repair stuff, that I've got copper to buy the woods off the Corvex. Although I've completed that and don't need to, I still carry copper all the time.
Copper's something I'm forgetting to carry.
I've got the 2000 sodium nitrate from the Starship shields.
Yeah, that's a good number to carry for sure.
I've always got 500 magnetized ferrite. I've got 500 pure. I've got 500 dust. What else do I carry? I could send you a screenshot. It would shorten the conversation enormously.
Yeah, that works if
I've got
useful piece of information.
10 navigational data. But not because, just in case I feel like looking for something, it is usually. I've got 2000 uranium as well, although I could probably streamline that down to just 1000.
I normally like carrying upwards of that amount though as well. It's I don't like worrying about fuel. Like if I'm going out planet hopping or whatever, I want to go do it for a long time and not have to worry about materials when I'm out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I have to be to enjoy the game. I have to be free and unencumbered, and be able to do anything at the drop of a hat.
I appreciate that flexibility for sure.
I don't like being restricted. That's my loadout in survival. And in permadeath it's pretty much exactly the same.
Okay, cool. Take a look at that here in a second, just placing some more boards. save and upload.
Right, what was I doing? I'm going to go for a smoke, I think. I'll be AFK for a sec.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm still warping to the center.
Ah, making your way. Take a look at. Right. It's actually something
When
I'm
I've
gonna
got
do at some
enough,
point.
I build it. It's part of the fun. I mean, on my suit build, I've got a couple of diving S modules, so I don't drown that fast. So it's no problem. No problem just to jetpack around and get those little crystals.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. The water is definitely. I really enjoy like the underwater bases. Like the modules that they have to build underwater are beautiful. It's like I wish I could use them above ground. They're so nice.
I think they have a problem with the transition from land to water.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's definitely another problem.
And
It's really tough
that's something that I don't like.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed
about underwater
as far as,
bases is
yeah.
that the transition from land to water is not smooth.
I was trying to build like a tower up, and I didn't really like how like I could only put my underwater modules so high, and then I had to start putting the other ones on top of those, and then when I put the other ones on top, I had like a half full room of water, which just bugged me mega visually. I was like, I don't like this.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're in the same boat on that one.
Like for that transition, you can't put stairs in. You can put a ladder in, but you know how allergic I am to ladders. So you've either got a big ass drop there, or you have to jetpack up. I mean, okay, we've got jetpack, so you can do it, but I always have to jetpack up out of my underwater part and to go into the land base to get to my ship. It's pretty naff, really.
Pretty what?
Naff.
Naff?
Crap.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a slang I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
First time I've heard that used like that, so that's why I ask.
It's ex-army slang, I think.
Okay.
Can't remember where I got it from. It's old, as I am. Yeah.
It's no worries.
I think it comes from no fucking use to anyone, probably. NAF or something.
Yeah. I just got a comment from my one viewer saying it's definitely NAF. As far as I don't think they like the transition either. Is my understanding of that comment.
Yeah, they should improve on it and make it smoother so that you got like a nice sloping ramp to walk up. But what would really be cool is if they put a blower in the bottom of one, so you just pop up, and then you could do like two tubes, one down, one up, one as a full tube and one as a blower.
Yeah, that would be cool. Those tubes look like they could definitely build some sort of transport thing. Yeah, Custard had trouble with an underwater base as well. It says hi.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from. I think they could do them better.
Hopefully then Hopefully that's something that gets improved in the next update. I kind of hope for new base pieces that add on that transition between water and underwater.
In every update they've always brought new base pieces, so I think it's a guarantee that it's coming. I mean, they say it's multiplayer and VR, but you've got the third leg, and they've always brought in new tech, new building parts, and
I'm looking forward to the update. A little worried about my base is getting destroyed, but that's okay. I'll build new ones.
Well, you enjoy building. You'll have fun building new ones.
Yeah, I absolutely love building bases. It's real fun for me.
I enjoyed that high altitude base build. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a real cool one. That space jump was rather epic.
It is. Takes a long time to get down to the ground again.
Yeah.
I did actually start building with the thought that I was just going to build a temporary and take it up higher.
Uh-huh.
But once I got going, I just got carried away.
Kind of like my current build. Framing out the base right now.
I couldn't stop, and I built it complete, and now I've decorated it. I will not be changing it.
What I've been doing though is when I'm done a base, I just go and drop a new beacon and start building a new one, sort of thing. If I don't like what I built on the first try through, I'll just remember that the next time I'm building and redesign. So I'm not having to spend a bunch of time removing and replacing pieces. So it's just a keep blazing forward sort of thing.
Yeah, I tend to build them and leave them, and just go back and visit them when I feel like it.
Okay. I think that crystal's going to break it if I put that there.
I've been back to the high altitude one quite a lot because I really like jumping off it.
Getting your space jumps in.
Oh yeah, getting my free fall time.
Free fall time.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if they eventually brought in a stat like that, how much time spent in free fall.
Or a trophy in PlayStation trophy for 100 hours freefall.
And that would be a lot of up and down, but that would be the place to do it with the reduced gravity. You'd extend your time in the air for sure.
I would build it up higher then. I'd try and get up to my capital freighter when I spawn it into the planet.
You'll be jumping onto your freighter instead of the planet.
Yeah, or getting out of the freighter and going straight into the base, and then just jumping off the base. That might be quite cool if you could actually dock your freighter onto things.
Man, that would be pretty cool.
I think it might be really crazy because there's a lot of systems that don't have space stations. And a lot of the talk about the third part of the update is space and building a lot of the time.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Or not build, but I think it might be pretty crazy if you could build a space station and sort of like take over the economy of that system.
The space station sounds like a fun build.
That would be really OP, that would.
The boss of the economy in the system.
and have a dynamic economy so that you could make it rich or let it get poor, or yeah,
it'd be interesting if you had power to that scale to decide whether you want to tank the market or not, sort of thing. You could can influence prices that way, which would be fun.
And influence the quality of the ships in the system. That would be just totally off the scale, that would.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden, when you become booming after many hours of grind, presumably, or lots of duping, yeah, whatever takes your fancy. All of a sudden you got S-class ships spawning there easily.
Yeah, that would be real cool.
It would. Oh, black hole. Gotta go for it. Every black hole is another step closer.
How much of a step is always the question. It's so random.
Oh, it is, yes. But there are some people on it mapping it at the moment.
Yeah, you'd mentioned that. I forget the name of the website. It's something black something or another. Or
Yeah, Black Sun or something.
Black Sun? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I can't really remember myself because it's not something that I find the game really needs.
Right. I personally, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
Takes a lot of the suspense out of it if you know everything beforehand.
Yeah, that is actually a lot of fun with the black hole. You never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah, I enjoy it, I do.
That mystery is definitely part of the game. It's fun, yeah.
Well, it's like the trip is the target. It's not arriving. It's the trip itself that's important.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, 610,000 light years. And a few more. Not altogether good, really.
If you were devoted, it's within a day's travel, but it's late over there too, so yeah. It's probably more than a day's travel though, but yeah.
Well, no, that's how far I travelled with that black hole.
Oh, you went 600,000 light years. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere still, like you probably gained like 10K though, actually on your distance closer, if I had to guess.
It's not actually all that good though, because I have had over, like 40,000 more, or 400,000 more. I was up at much higher figure, I believe.
My worst experience was I got down to about like 700,000 mark on my first normal file, and I went through a black hole and it warped me like 1.2 million light years and brought me back up to the 800,000 mark. It's like I just went right straight on past the center of the galaxy and on the other side 1.2 million light years, frick.
That's what it does. It does an ellipse around the center.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it can take you to the other side of the galaxy and not further towards the middle.
That was definitely a time when going through a black hole was detrimental and not helpful.
But I find the further out you are, the higher the chances that you'll get big travelling distances.
Okay.
The closer you get, your travelling distances suffer a lot.
Yeah, I definitely experienced that a bit. I experienced my smallest warp on a black hole when I was close to the middle of the galaxy. It was like under 5K light years. So it was like, whoa. Didn't know that was possible.
Not altogether too good.
I'd already made it to the center, so it was more of just a curiosity thing than actually practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to know where it went. Wasn't helpful.
Well, you can do black hole roulette, which involves reloading. But finding your galactic coordinates when you arrive and putting it on a website and checking where you actually arrived in the ellipse. It was more used for travelling to destinations than going to the centre.
Okay.
So you could use black holes to get real close to somewhere you wanted to go. Before you just started warping straight there and stopped using black holes.
Save a person some time.
Well, yeah. Me, I just dupe the warp cells, get in my ship, portal there, set the waypoint, and off I go. Because I found jumping out of your ship or jumping out of your capital freighter, flying down to a planet, grabbing the coordinates, going online, checking it all, was just too much for me.
Yeah, I could see myself not doing that because of the hassle of that.
Well, it was burning more time than just warping and warping and warping.
Right. Yeah, that's why when I go to the middle, I don't mess with black holes now. If I'm traveling to the middle, I just get an S-class freighter and just blinders on, no looking at anything, just keep traveling.
I use the black holes. I do one warp to a black hole, and go through the black hole, then I do another warp to the next black hole. I just keep going black hole, black hole, black hole, and that's the way I do it.
Yeah, I hear they can under 25 warps.
When I get close, I stop using black holes.
Just do the travel naturally then. Do you spend time looking around then, or do you just keep warping, or?
Well, it depends how I'm feeling. If I get bored, I look for a nice rich planet with a booming economy, preferably a 9 FPF blue planet, and I just stop there and have a look around and see if it's got good ships or a monster multi-tool or,
something good, something worth to buy, yeah.
Well, usually always disappointed near enough, but
right, they're finding that sort of a tool or whatever is pretty rare.
Pretty rare, yes.
The time you do find it, though, it'll be worth all the times checking, I'm sure.
Well, it definitely gives you an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding something nice like that, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's a real buzz, and it's not just a one-time find. You can share that with other people if you are so inclined.
Yeah, I definitely like that about the game, as far as being able to share that kind of information.
It's definitely a feather in your cap, and you can put it on social media if you're a social media animal.
I'm not that coordinated. At this point, I'm as far as YouTube, and that's about it. Anywhere else, you're gonna have a hard time getting hold of me.
I was looking through Reddit earlier this morning.
Oh, really?
Some of the stuff that's on there, that was quite. There is a lot on there.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad, like a chat board or place to pick up and exchange information.
I don't know about chatting, but that's where I sort of get lost. But I was reading the coordinate exchange. I was looking at that, and there was multi-tools in there, ship designs, system coordinates with every one of them near enough. But most of it for Euclid.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Very little for the other.
That's definitely the case. There's very little information on anything but Euclid. Or everything after Euclid it's super limited. Coordinates are very hard to find for that. Yeah, I found that out. As far as YouTube information and stuff, it's very after Euclid, it's like everything stops.
Black hole, yeah. Empty.
Yeah. Which I understand
it
accommodates a lot of the beginners and stuff like that, but there's more than just the people beginning, and there's more than Euclid, man. Like, there's a lot more than Euclid. It's people are saying they're
well,
done when they
I
barely
think a
scratched
lot
the
of the
surface.
people who moved on have stopped playing.
Hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of them
'Cause
could have kept
they
going
were-
because they were only just scratching the surface, like mapping out Euclid. Hey, good. Now you got a 250 some odd more to go.
Yeah. We haven't, because you don't get anything for going through all of them.
Right.
The only thing that would make it really interesting is if they were different in some way.
Hmm.
But they're not. They're not at all. Or not that I've seen.
Okay.
It's all same. There's nothing. It's like I said, in this game, if you think going towards the centre will get you better stuff or be more interesting, you're wrong.
Okay.
You could spend the whole game just playing in the area where you spawn, and you would find just as good kit as. It's only because you're travelling and visiting a lot of different places that you see more kit.
Right.
You have to be on the move, visiting lots of systems, and even if you don't know what you're doing and haven't been playing long, you'll still find good stuff because it's just there.
Hmm.
All of a
Time
sudden.
played and ground traveled, you eventually run across something good. It's just a matter of time.
Well, if you keep going in a straight line, you will hit something good.
As straight as the game will allow a person, anyways.
Yeah. Well, in space, straight is relative, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
It's like navigating in the galactic map. It's more point and shoot, not much to do with aiming. You only got to look at your distances, and when you start getting close, that's when you start using waypoints to get a direct lead in. Well, this place is at war. Gek. Go and mix them up. See if they kill each other a bit more. Yeah. I won't shoot any pirates there, I'll leave them be. Gek destruction party. Are you building now, are you, Ned?
A little bit. I was just duping up some nip buds and putting some in domes now here.
Oh, planting. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of garden work, a little bit of building, back and forth, distracted between multiple tasks here.
Yeah. Yeah. No man's skying it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost ready to head back over to my tower mega build here soon. Finish putting up my base, and from there I gotta finish planting and stuff like that. Like, it's a couple more tasks over there before I start getting distracted by other stuff.
Yeah.
It looks
Come
awesome.
in and put those landing pads down.
Just gotta give me a second to save and reset so I can actually host you in that location, because I'm pretty sure I started my game in my current location, which is not where I need to be.
Yeah. I'll go out for smoke and
Sounds good. That gives me enough time to
yeah.
gives me enough time to reset and stuff.
out of jump range. I've gone too far again. Always find it hard to watch the numbers and look at the planets that I'm looking at.
Alright, yeah, when you're zooming through the galaxy trying to pick your next destination.
Yep. Because it's just information overload for me.
It can be, though, when you're actually like trying to find a specific star or something there. When you're looking through the map, it is a little overwhelming, especially like if you lose the one you're looking for, and it's like, no, it's just lost in oblivion. There's so many stars.
It varies from player to player, because not every player will look at all the information.
Yeah, when I'm traveling and stuff like that, I'm just watching for like the wealthy ones or something like that. Is normally some, like one of the few keywords that I'm watching for when I'm moving along. Just train my mind to watch for those like 8 different words.
Yeah, it's like that's what I do a lot. And it's not because you won't find good stuff in other systems. It's just because you're increasing your chances of when you get there of finding good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I go to, I usually hit Vikian systems. If I go to a Vikian system and it's rich, when I go there, I know if I see a ship, a fighter ship that I really like, it has a good chance of being fully slotted and coming in as fully slotted, and possibility of getting an S class.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I'm prepared to wait, I'm not in a hurry.
Right.
Yeah. And even if you don't do it then, you can earmark the location and go back and do it another time.
Yeah, that's normally what I do.
That's what I found with No Man's Sky. It's not getting the stuff, it's finding the location where it's at, where you can get it.
Yeah, that's a big part of the battle, is actually just finding a location, yeah, for sure. I normally make a note in my book when I'm traveling for stuff like that, and then when I'm actually doing some ship hunting, then I return to my locations of choice at that point. All in due time, though. Alright. Time to save my game and reset. Make sure everything's uploaded.
Just going off for a smoke.
Yeah, no worries. I'll be around. Where did my ship end this time? Oh, it's up there. Just floating away. There, see if I got an ejector seat or not. No. Alright. I gotta save and back out. Whoops, I should save again and back out again. There we go. Alright, YouTube, I'll be back very shortly.